Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's, well, delightfully miserable. We're talking about pain. More specifically, we're talking about how most of what you feel as pain isn't actually a direct signal from your body, like a thermometer reading. Instead, it's a story your brain makes up to get your attention. Now, sometimes that story is spot on and super useful. You know, hot stove, bad idea. But other times it's like a glitchy horror story that just won't end. So today we're counting down the weirdest, wildest, and most fascinating ways our brains create pain. And why, sometimes your brain just forgets how to turn it off. And just a heads up, after we get through number 3, you might start looking at your own elbow like it's plotting something. Number 11. Pain is a constructor, not a sensor. You probably think of pain like a simple meter, right? You get poked, a light blips on. It's a nice thought, but the reality is way more interesting. Pain isn't a signal. It's the result of a decision your brain makes. Your nerve endings send up these raw, messy alerts, and your brain has to interpret them based on everything else going on. Your mood, your memories, your expectations. It might decide that signal is an itch, a small ouch, or nothing at all. In other words, your body just provides the gossip. Your brain is the dramatic editor who writes the headline. And believe me, it loves a dramatic headline. Number 10. Phantom limbs. Owning property that's gone. So what happens when you lose a limb but the pain stays? That's called phantom limb pain, and it's a perfect example of your brain being stubborn. Think of it like this. Your brain has a dedicated zone of neurons for every part of your body. When a limb is amputated, that zone doesn't just go dark. It keeps firing, sending signals with nowhere to go. In response, your brain generates sensations out of thin air, and those sensations are often pure pain.
But here's the clever part. You can fight a brain trick with another brain trick. Treatments like mirror therapy work by visually convincing the brain that the limb is okay, which can calm those haywire neurons down. We're essentially helping the brain edit its own outdated map. It's a bizarre biological loophole. You can be charged for a body part that's been canceled. Congratulations, you're now in phantom debt. Number 9. Central sensitization. Volume turned to 11. All right, for our next one, let's talk about when your nervous system's volume knob gets stuck at max. This is called central sensitization. Basically, your brain and spinal cord decide to amplify everything. A soft touch can feel like a sharp poke. A cool breeze can feel like tiny knives on your skin. It's a state where normal, everyday signals are misinterpreted as a massive threat. Think of it like a faulty fire alarm that goes off when you're just making toast. The problem isn't the toast, it's the alarm system itself. This is a huge factor in conditions like fibromyalgia and chronic back pain. The issue isn't always new damage to the body. It's that the nervous system's volume is just permanently cranked up to 11. Number 8. Misfired alarm. When safety becomes prison. Pain is supposed to be a temporary alarm system that protects you, but sometimes it forgets to turn off. Here's how it happens. After an injury, the danger signal can get stuck. Your brain becomes overprotective. It keeps the original "do not use" warning active long after the threat is gone. This is why a fully healed ankle can still cause a limp. The brain is operating on old, outdated safety protocols. To fix it, you have to actively update the system. Movement therapy is all about overriding that old memo. You're demonstrating to the brain, step by step, that the body is no longer in danger. You're proving the safety manual, which was written in panic ink, is out of date. It's time for a revision. Number 7. Pain and emotion. Your feelings are footnotes. Have you ever noticed how a stubbed toe hurts so much more when you're already stressed out and having a terrible day? But if you bump into something while you're laughing and having fun with friends, you might barely even notice it. That's because pain isn't just a physical signal, it's profoundly emotional. The exact same pain signal can feel like a catastrophe or a minor inconvenience, all depending on your mood. Your brain's emotional centers, the limbic system, get to vote on how much something hurts. When you're miserable, they vote to amplify the pain. When you're happy, they vote to turn it down. This is why things like social support and your mental state are critical for recovery. Your brain processes physical hurt as part of your life's story. And if the chapter you're in is a sad one, the pain will always read as more tragic. Number 6. Invisible injuries. The brain hides the damage. Let's talk about a situation that confuses a lot of people. Sometimes you're in real pain, but your medical scans, your X-rays, your MRI, come back clean, and you're left wondering, is it all in my head? The answer is no. Things like micro tears in tendons or biochemical inflammation don't always show up on a scan, but the pain they cause is 100% real. Now, let's flip that. Sometimes a scan can look absolutely terrifying. Bulging discs, arthritis, degeneration, but the person feels totally fine. This is why the golden rule in medicine is to treat the person, not the scan. Your lived experience of pain is the most important piece of evidence. Your brain's report of pain can show up long before the damage is visible, and it can stick around long after. It's like your body and your MRI are two different witnesses to a crime, and sometimes their stories just don't line up. Number 5. The neurochemical soup. Molecules that make pain stick. Let's zoom in to the microscopic level. Your pain circuits are constantly bathed in a chemical soup. Molecules like glutamate and cytokines act like tiny messengers that tell your neurons how easily they should fire off a danger signal. In a healthy system, this is all nicely balanced. But with chronic pain, that chemical balance gets thrown off. You get a persistent flood of inflammatory or excitable signals that basically put your nerves on a hair trigger. It's like a nonstop chemical party that keeps the whole system buzzing with alarm signals. This is exactly why different types of drugs can help. Some, like anti-inflammatories, try to clean up the party. Others, like certain antidepressants or anticonvulsants, work by changing the brain's chemistry itself. They're like the bouncers who finally tell the rowdy molecules it's time to go home. Number 4. Memory, prediction, and pain. Your brain anticipates agony. Your brain doesn't just wait for things to happen. It runs on predictions. Based on past experience, it creates a best guess of what's about to happen, and then prepares your body for it. When it comes to pain, this can create a vicious cycle. If you hurt your back lifting a box once, your brain will predict danger the next time you even think about lifting. It preemptively sends out pain signals to warn you, making the movement feel worse than it actually is. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, written by your own nervous system. This is why therapies that change your expectations are so powerful. Cognitive behavioral therapy, for example, helps you challenge the prediction itself. You're not just treating the sensation, you're updating the faulty software that predicts the sensation in the first place. Number 3. The phantom network. When the brain makes chronic pain its job. So, what is the end game for chronic pain? It's when pain becomes a brain problem, not a body problem. Here's the terrifying part. The brain can learn to generate pain so well that it no longer needs an injury to do it. A specific network of brain areas can become so efficient at creating the pain experience that they become a closed circuit. The pain signal just endlessly reverberates within this loop, completely disconnected from the body's actual condition. This is the state where pain feels less like a sensation and more like a personality trait that has been fused to you. It's why the most advanced treatments aren't about muscles and bones, but about changing brain networks. The goal is to disrupt that feedback loop and force that background app, finally, to shut down. Number 2. The social contagion of pain. Pain spreads in tiny ways. Is pain a solo experience? Not even close. Our nervous systems are social creatures. Think of them like tuning forks. When you see someone else in pain or hear them describe their suffering, your own brain starts to resonate with them. Your mirror neurons and empathy circuits fire up, creating a shadow version of their experience in your own mind. This is why growing up in a household that's constantly anxious about injury can actually wire you to be more pain-sensitive. It's a powerful reminder that misery can be contagious. But so is healing. Being in a supportive, calm environment can be a powerful treatment, proving that you're not just a single sufferer, but part of a network that can make you feel worse or help you feel much, much better. Number 1. When pain becomes illness. The cost of chronically misfiring alarms. So, after all of this, what's the big takeaway? The scariest reality is also the most important one. Chronic pain is not a temporary annoyance. It's a long-term disease that impacts every corner of your life. Your sleep, your mood, your work, your relationships. Over time, it literally changes your brain. But here's the hopeful part. Understanding this changes everything about how we treat it. We're finally moving away from a model that just focuses on fixing tissue and towards a model that treats the whole person, the brain and its behaviors. This is why recovery isn't a single magic bullet. It's a toolbox. It requires education, smart movement, sleep hygiene, and social support. The truth isn't cruel, it's just complex. When pain itself becomes the problem, fixing the original injury is just the first piece of a much larger, more hopeful puzzle. So, what's the path forward? The most important first step is to validate the experience. The pain is real. The work that follows is all about gently retraining your brain. This involves moving your body, even a little bit. It involves therapies like graded exposure to show your nervous system it's safe again. It requires you to protect your sleep and your mood, as they are fundamental to how you feel. It's about learning to challenge your brain's pessimistic predictions. For chronic pain, it often takes a village: therapists, doctors, and loved ones. Remember that support from others and your own small victories are powerful medicine. You're trying to retrain a very stubborn editor inside your own head. Be kind to yourself. It takes time, patience, and consistent effort. And that's it for our journey into pain. If this was helpful, or just made you see your own body in a new light, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the bell. We have many more deep dives into the science of you coming soon.